obviously, you guys got yourself in a little bit of a hole there, and you had a really big seventh inning. You guys scored 6 runs. Kind of take us through what you were watching before you got up in that inning.
Yeah, I mean, we've been through struggles, so it's not like we were surprised or like taken back and in a bad spot from it. But we started going, and what do we have to lose? Just swing the bat, hit the ball, hope they falls. So, yeah.
Yeah, Aiden led off with a walk. Kate got hit, and then a couple of other at bats mixed in. I think it was like one hit and more walks from UCSD. You guys scored a couple of runs. You're within slam range. You come to bat with the bases loaded. What was your mindset going into it, because that at bat didn't really last very long.
Well, I looked at the boys on the field, gave them a smile, looked back in the dugout, gave them a smile, and I don't know, I just kind of waited for the pitch and hoped it was in the right spot and took my hack.
Were you looking for a fastball or?
Yeah, I was looking for a fastball. It was a heater right down the middle, and I was like, okay, here we go.
When you hit it, what did you think it was gone immediately?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. I don't kind of blacked out when I hit it, but I mean, I don't remember what happened from home to first base, but I know that I was pretty excited.
Do you remember the last Grand Slam more than this one, or?
I do, yeah, because I didn't know if it was out.
We've watched you kind of develop in the last couple of weeks or so, and at the beginning of the season, Brock said, as well as Coach Holland, about your eye for the zone and your battle at the plate, and you might have not gotten the results at the beginning, but you're starting to get some results here in your freshman year. How much have you learned as a hitter from the staff, and how have you started to implement that, and how are you feeling at the plate at this point in time compared to when you first started the first couple of games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to be out there on the field. I feel like the more I'm out there, the better I get. It's really just playing the same game that I've been playing since I was 2. It's just in a different form, and it's great to have all the feedback on my swing. I know Josh Nikoloff and MH and 2-5. They really help me out when I have a little kink in my mechanics, and it's awesome.
That's a couple home runs now in the last couple of days. Obviously, not trying to hit home runs, but you seem a little bit more locked in at the plate in these kind of last couple of games. What's been the difference, and how do you plan on trying to keep that up?
Just swinging hard in case I hit it. To be honest, why hit it soft? So, yeah.
What do these wins do for you guys in terms of momentum and kind of team morale after obviously a really tough stretch to start the year with tough competition?
I think it's great because we're finally seeing some success, and that's awesome because I know we've been through it this year, and it's great to get a little bit of a good feeling under our belt, and it's really bringing the team to believe more and more. And I know we keep believing, but I mean, it's great to see a little bit of success. Yeah.
Rex, I look at all these photos of you, and you always have a smile on your face when you're on the field. Is that kind of joy something you've always played with, like going back to when you were a kid?
I went through a stretch where I really was upset based on like how the game was going, and just reminding myself that it's a kid's game. You gotta go out there and smile. I draw a smiley face before every single at bat, and yeah, I mean, the game's hard. You just gotta keep smiling through it.
Well said.
You obviously missed a significant amount of time in your freshman year with an injury. You finally got to come back. How was this weekend in terms of your feel and coming back, and then of course getting an opportunity to play on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was a grind to get back. My first, big injury, missing time. Obviously it sucks to have come my freshman year, but I was working hard in the training room and was just grateful to get an opportunity to be back out there. And just being back out there, it's baseball. It's the game I love. So whether I get 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, like I'm just grateful to be back out there, and yeah, I was just happy to be there.
How difficult was it for you during those, couple of those weeks, and watching your guys go out there and battle, and
Yeah.
the season you guys have had? How difficult was it for you from a non-playing perspective?
Yeah, it was tough to just know I can't be out there to help the team. That's the biggest thing. It's like like you're itching to be out there when you can't be. Um, but I know I love this team and they work hard every day, despite the record, despite the losses and the hard like things we face. It's a great group of guys, and they were always with me, like having my back, asking me how I'm doing every day, asking when I'll be back out there. So that helped me a lot.
How much did Sunday's game kind of help you into today's game with obviously being in a situation like that before very recently?
Mhm.
What did you guys learn from Sunday that kind of helped you out today?
Yeah, I mean, playing at a place like UCLA, it's no joke. It's a great environment against a really really good team. So that kind of just got the team ready, got the team right. Coming out here, we have the same like tenacity, the same intent of any team we're playing. So in terms of like situations, like obviously we're in a really big situation in that Sunday game. Played the length of 2 games basically, almost like 14 innings. So just kind of the scenarios that came up in that game prepped us and got us ready for the big moment.
On Sunday, you were able to walk to get it the tying
Mhm.
run. Today, you get Rex walked in front of you. What was your mindset with bases loaded, 1 out, winning run at third base, and they intentionally walked the guy in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Rex is on a tear, and love hitting behind him. But biggest thing was just not trying to do too much. The pressure's on the pitcher there. Obviously, there's some pressure on you, but he's the one with the ball. He's the one who's got to throw the ball, in the strike zone. So for me, it was just not trying to do too much. Deep fly ball is as good as a base hit in that situation. Just trying to get that run home. So just staying within myself, trusting what I've done before, the preparation I've gone to get to that spot, and just simplifying and not doing too much, not letting the moment get to me.
A lot of the guys that are older on this team that have been through seasons like this or stretches like you guys have been on, have had experience, understand how to overcome this. For you guys and as a freshman class that's playing a lot, what have you seen you guys like in terms of how you've grown over these last couple of months, and how much has like the difficult schedule helped you out, and how much have you guys learned from that?
No, it's helped us a lot. Coming in as a freshman, playing really big schools, facing really good pitching, for our pitchers facing really good hitters. It's helped us mature a lot, and the growth we've seen from the whole team, but especially this freshman class, has been it's really substantial. So just the scenarios we get to be put in, getting to play, getting to face these really good pitchers, it really gets you ready and helps you mature a lot quickly. But I mean, that's just a blessing.
Right, exciting wins, for your guys. Obviously, the beginning part of the season's been kind of tough, but seems like they're really starting to figure it out here in the last couple of games.
Yeah, and I think it just goes with who they are as people and players and total competitors, and they've been doing it all year. Unfortunately, the result hadn't been able to show for it, but just the way they go about their business day in and day out. People ask you all the time, like, how's the team? And I say they're great, because there's always fight every day they show up to Fowler Park. They work their tail off. They're together. They're pulling for one another. They've been learning a lot, and so it's been really cool as their coach to see them kind of get rewarded for all the hard work and the belief that they've been having together.
We talked about on Sunday, but like a win like Sunday can really propel you throughout the season. But you got to get that next game before you can start thinking about future games. You fell in a little bit of a hole. How were they able to get out of said hole, and what was that message you had for them, kind of those later innings?
Yeah, I think it's just like, again, believing in what we've done a good job with on the offensive end, and just one at bat at a time, one pitch at a time. You can't hit a 6-run home run. It starts with getting a guy on base, and I think in that 7th inning, it started with Howie getting an awesome 3-2 walk just to get things going, and can't say enough about Howie, how he's improved so much over the last month, and just grown into his own, and what the player we knew bringing him in, what we believed in, and that just passes the torch. I think Martinez gets hit by the pitch. Gerv walks, sets the table for Lane. Keep passing the torch, sets the table for Rexy to hit that grand slam. And and again, it's just like not getting sped up or panicked by the score or the result. They've seen a lot of things not go their way this year, so it's like, well, what do we got to lose? Let's just keep doing what we do best, and that's putting great at bats together. And I think the guys rally around that, and they believe that they can come back from anything.
From a pitcher's pitching standpoint, there's something to be said about pitching with a lead, but also, pitching with a deficit, not giving up any more. Rovin and LeMaison really did that to keep you guys in it and not make the lead get to a point that was almost insurmountable. Talk to us about the job that Porter and Tristan did today.
Porter, every time he keeps going out there, he just keeps, getting better and better. I thought tonight, I told him, hey, I didn't think your stuff was great, but the best thing about it is the message is he competed with what he had. We talk about that all the time on the pitching side, on the hitting side is your swing might not feel good, your pitches might not be working the way you want, but you better be a dog, you better be a competitor out there. And I'll tell you, Porter Rovin's shown that through and through every time he steps out there, so couldn't say enough about that. And then Tristan was sick last weekend, couldn't go on the trip to L.A., and bounced back and just did a remarkable job. I think he had about 5 strikeouts or something like that in those couple innings, and just really basically won us the game, gave us time to come back and score.
A couple of freshmen obviously had the big hits today with Rex and AJ. You guys post-game talk, you mentioned can't really use the term freshman anymore, and a lot of these guys get a lot of playing time. But it's still a pretty impressive job for some guys that were playing high school ball last year.
100%. I mean, those guys have been working tirelessly, and their energy is infectious amongst each other. It's awesome having them hit right behind each other too, right next to each other in the lineup. And the coolest thing about those two is they're talented, but they're not scared, and they want to win more than anything. And their passion and their energy just seeps out of them. And just in those 2 big moments tonight, I think says a lot about that freshman. That freshman word, the term is over with them in big moments and not getting too big in those moments and just putting tough at bats together when the game's on the line. And I'm just glad they're on our team.
Flipping into conference mode back again because you had the weekend off last weekend by playing non-conference UCLA, St. Mary's this weekend. How do you continue to build momentum in a Friday where you got all-day games and then another interesting schedule following with Portland?
Oh, we can't wait to get back on the field again. And that's been the message all year, really. Let's get back to the field again, get back to the dugout again, and keep playing San Diego baseball.